What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Tuesday and good morning. Welcome into the Belize Airport ramp here at 6:45 a.m. local time as we'll stare at our 737-800 NG and we get ready to hop on down to Guatemala, La Aurora Airport, MGGT. It's a fun one. Been down there many times. Been down there twice recently in 3 days, so I figured why not try this approach in the sim now that I've just did it real life in the 7.3, which was a whole lot of fun. Used to do it in the Airbus back in the day, but now I've seen it in the 7.3, and there's a whole lot more going on when you fly with the 7.3, that's for sure. So I thought it'd be fun, since we don't have any L1011 action yet, to kind of brush up on some Boeing stuff here in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Maeve Yoshis, good to see you, man. Mike Delta's in the house. Diabetic Lad is in the house. Delta Fan is here. Bill's Mafia, what's going on, man? Tyson, what is up, Tyson? Good to see you, man. Bon dia. Buen dia, bon dia. Osco Stick, Mr. Martini's in the house as well. Good to see you. Tom Pasco stopping by the stream, dropping a 70-month membership. Thank you so much, man, for the continued support. Cap, just an idea. Sansa Airline is regional Costa Rica. They use the 208. Ooh. Flight Sim TO's delivery for Black Sweat. We're going to be doing some more Caravan this week. Do not worry. More Caravan is coming at you this week. Almost, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do Caravan or get back into airliner for the today's stream. We're going to do Caravan either later today, maybe allegedly, most likely tomorrow. We'll do some caravanning around or whatnot. I've got a couple of days off here in a row, so we're going to have some fun on the sim. But thank you so much for the support, Tom. You know what else is out? I have a special livery pack, Pacific Wings, from the caravan as well, courtesy of Whiskey Throttle. I did take a look at it. Pacific Wings, they flew around Hawaii. They actually did some Albuquerque flying as well, EAS routes, so that's also some caravan ops that we can do later this week. So I am excited. I'm just got my coffee. Do apologize for being late, so I gotta let the coffee kick in here a little bit. But bring back the Duke, says Mick Oatmeal. You know what, man? The Duke does need to come back. You're absolutely right. Maybe we'll do a Duke stream this week too. It's been way too long. We got to bust old Barry Seal out of it. I think he's stuck in, we're not in Mazatlan. Where are we at? We're stuck up somewhere in northern Mexico, right? Yeah, we gotta do some more Duke flying. But anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can't refresh our memory here with the old PMDG 7.3. We're on Iveo Standard. I saw some other airplanes out here, which is pretty cool to see. We got a Delta 7.5 over there. I saw a giant 7.4 somewhere else. I don't know where they went. Maybe they disappeared now. I did see a 7.4 cargo earlier, but looks like we've got a 7.5 accompanying us down to Guatemala. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Mr. Martini, my man, good to see you. Thank you for the 56 months of support. 70 months. Jesus, 56 months week? No, 56 months is not weak at all, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. Not weak at all. Just another year and a few months, you'll be right there, Mr. Martini. Appreciate the support, my man. That's still a heck of a long time to be a supporter of the channel. I appreciate you. Turk Karen is here. What's up, man? Jesus. Mickey G is also in the house. What's going on, Mickey G? Good to see you. TriStar this week. Oh my gosh, if the TriStar releases, I hope it's this week. I was really hoping it'd be today. I was hoping I would, drop a little email to me, say, hey, we're ready for a pre-release. If you want to take it out, take it for a spin. I tell you what, if the TriStar does release this week, we're going to probably fly it 24/7 because I don't know how long I won't have any stretch of days off, more than like 2 days in a row for quite some time after this week. So this would be the week I would really love for it to come out. I can't believe, did you guys see the ATA L1011 livery? They have it. They have my favorite livery of all time on the L1011, and it's fantastic. Captain Minnesota, what's up, man? 66 months of support. I'm a grower, not a shower. What's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome on board. Thank you for the 6 months of support. And Milan also dropping by. 20 months. Thank you. 20 months is where it's at. Hey, 20 months is no slouch, man. Anything over a year. You guys are awesome. Thank you all for the support. With that said, it's time to fire up our 737. I remember last time we streamed the PMDG. It's been quite a while. So hop into the bird here. I was gonna fly the iFly Max, but because there's supposed to be an update with the iFly Max soon, And I figured people were going to be like, man, well, you got to wait for the update, and I don't have the beta, so I kind of canned that idea. I want to see what the update brings to the table, but in my opinion, still the NG PMDG is where it's at. It's very well simulated. AJ Fenari, what's up, man? Good to see you. Thank you for the $3 super chat. Hope PM. It's not going to be a trash star, right, Turk? Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you, hon.
Did you take my Amex?
Did I take your what?
Your car.
No. Hold on, stand by. I'll be right back. Coffee delivery. Wife lost her credit card, chat. That's not good, but we still have coffee delivery. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right, definitely going to need V1 tutorials on the L1011. Mike85, what's up, my man? Dude, have no fear. Have no fear, Mike85. Why don't I have any audio? Do I have any audio in here? What's going on? Do we have audio? Okay, yeah, we do have audio. Okay, let's go ahead and power this up. Mike85, thank you for the 42 months of support. Yes, have no fear. We are going to be, I will put together as many little tutorials as I can for the L1011. I'm so jacked, dude. I haven't been so excited for an airplane to release in I don't know when. It's been that long. So let's go ahead and get align nav. We are let's go ahead and get on ground power first. There we go. Align nav. Those lights go out. Beautiful. Dome lights off. Let's go ahead and hit our checks. Yeah. There we go. What's going on there? Boom, boom. There we go. Oxygen. Let's do a quick drawdown check of that. Boom. Back to reset. That looks good. We are using Boris audio today as well. So we got that all set up top. Let's clear that out. We go do our little pre-flight. While we wait, we'll go ahead and get these screens powered up here. Let's go FMC, pause and knit. And let's go ahead and put you on FMC. Come down here. We're going to do the rest of our flow in a minute, but we'll check, make sure the those are stowed. Then go outside and pre-flight. And we're going to wait for the rest of the aircraft to boot up here before we get going. Sounds like V1 is trouble. No, not in trouble yet. But, yeah, in charge today, every day. I don't know what happened, man. She, not good. Missing a credit card. I have to keep my phone by me. All right, but we do have coffee, so we're going to rock and roll. 700 when? What? Oh, the 700 PMDG? Yes, I know. That would be nice. I can't wait for the 700 as well. I almost flew the 600 today, but I wanted to get in the 800. Now, there's a really good livery for the Aero Mexico with the straight winglets, but for some reason I can't get it to work. I think it's an older one on Flight Sim TO. It's one with the little purple marks on the engines. I think it's a really cool looking aircraft, but for some reason I couldn't get the livery to work in 2024. So, all right, there we go. There's our, everything is up to life here. Let's get our pause and knit. Boom, boom. We'll do a flight plan request, sim brief. That's us. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and set. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna load manually, or no? I'll tell you what. We'll set payload. We'll set fuel, and we'll select the route. All right, and while that waits, we'll go ahead and do our overhead flow. Yaw damp's coming on. Everything looks good here. Fuel. Do we have fuel in the center? No, we do not. So we'll get the left forward tank pump on. I'm going to put you over to APU, Jen. Those are both on. This panel looks good. We'll get the emergency exit lights armed. Off and off there. Window heat's coming on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Probe heat can stay off. Electric hydraulic pumps can stay off. We'll do a test here on the CVR. There's the green light. Wonderful. 0, 0. We're going to take a look at the pressurization here in a minute. Trim air is on. Let's go ahead and set this for when we get the APU up and running. Cruise altitude. And also we need Guatemala, I think it's 5,000. I should know. So let's set 340. And I'm going to set 5,000 feet here. And then we'll take a look at our flight plan just to make sure. 5,000 is set. We'll get the logo light on. Position is in steady. That is fine. We'll go ignition left. I'm flying it today. Coming across here. Let's get terrain up. Let's go setup cam. setup cam is coming on. We do have everything rocking and rolling. Flight directors. I need to recycle these. I got a master. There we go. All right, so flight directors are set. We'll come back to the speeds and the LNAVs and the VNAVs here in a minute. That's set across the board. We'll put terrain up on the first officer side as well. FMC test lights, boom, boom, a reset. That all looks good. Tapes and eighths everywhere we're checking. Get rid of that. We'll clear the master caution. Fuel flow reset back to rate. Take a look at our hydraulics while we're looking at it here. Oil is 95% and hydraulics are looking good. Leave you on the engine page for engine start. Actually, we're going to leave you on hydraulic page for right now. Coming across the bottom, everything else looks good. Trim set. Park brake is set. Fire test. 2 lights. Then we'll go ahead and do the fire warning. Clear the bell. That all checks out. Wonderful. Bottles left. Or 1 and 2 rather. That looks good. Cargo fire noise coming at you. There it is. Lights, bell, checked all that. Audio panels, we'll leave it for right now. We'll select 22.8 since we are, since we are on Unicom. Alright, 22.8 is up, and we'll just leave that for right now. We'll clear that. Let's go mode VOR is fine. We'll just make them the same, 13.9. All right, cool. That looks good. Transponder, we'll squawk 2000 since no ATC is online. We'll put you up to TARA, 1, auto, and on. That looks good. Rudder trim is 0. Brighten this up a little bit there. All right. Now we're cooking. Nutella cheesecake? I'd have a Nutella cheesecake crepe. Vodka, what do you know about Nutella cheesecake? So it's funny that you mentioned this. Yesterday, no, when I was in Guatemala on Sunday, was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. I went to this, I ordered from this little place I've ordered from before. And they have really good sandwiches. And they had a Nutella cheesecake. I went to order it, and come to find out, my order is not processing. I actually was Uber eating this because it was getting pretty late and I didn't want to go walking around downtown Guatemala to go pick up my sandwich, so I Uber eated. And I'm like, why is the order not being sent out? And they sent me a message right after I ordered saying we're out of Nutella cheesecake. Oh, dude, I was so disappointed. They ended up setting a standard cheesecake, but yeah, man, I was heartbroken. Which yoke am I using? I'm using the Brunner Elektronik. Man, Groggermeist, wind control yoke? Yes. Mathis Cox here. Good to see you, Mathis. Hope all is well. Hope you had a wonderful weekend at FS Weekend. Saw some videos of y'all out there. That was awesome. But yeah, wind control. Hey, wind control is coming to knock everybody out of business that's in hardware development. That's pretty amazing what they got coming down the pipe. So very excited to see what they got. All right, let's bring our EFB over here. Let's start doing some flight plan situations. Let's go ahead and take a look at our gross weight. I'm sorry, 0 fuel weight. We'll bring 55.8. Oh, are we not in? I think we are going to be. In kilos, right? We might be in kilos, actually. 55.0, hold on. Hold the phone real quick. Let me check my sim brief. Flight plan. 0 fuel should be 121.3. 121.3. Yeah, we're not in the proper units. Or, well, we're in proper units for delivery, but not for me. What's that going to be? That's going to be options, simulation. Nope. Aircraft, equipment. All my sim brief is in pounds, so I got to change this. It's in displays. Makes sense. Alright, displays. pounds. There we go. Alright, that makes much more sense. Let's see what we got. Alright, let's clear you out. 0 fuel, 121.4. Alright, now let me go over here. Let me get the second one. PMDG, FS actions, payload. 121.4. Yeah, that actually is going to check out. 10 to 16. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's going to check out. Beautiful. Reserve fuel. Let's take a look at that. We've got 3.2 plus 1.4. Let's call it. Let's call this 3,000, and we need another 3.3, 6.6. Let's just call it 7.0 on the reserves. We're going to go cost index of 55. I don't care what the flight plan says. We're going up to flight level 340. Is that what we filed? Yes, it is. 340 on the flight plan. Cruise wind. We'll have that come over. We'll execute that. N1. Out of Belize today, we're actually going to do I tell you what, since I took off out of Guatemala earlier at a 26K, let's do 26K today out of Belize just because I want to hear the sounds. We did a 26K no derate yesterday, actually. Yesterday morning, I did a 26K no derate. So we're going to do 26K today. No assumed temp. We'll leave it in climb 1. Takeoff. We're going to be... what does it want for this one here? What do we have speeds for? Probably flaps 5, right? I think we have flaps 5 for almost everything on sim brief. Yeah, everything is under flaps 5. So let's use QRH V speeds. We go QRH on. Trim is 24.3, 4.6 units. That's set there, 24.6. And we'll go QRH. Oh, we don't have QRH V speeds. You know why? Because we never loaded the departure and arrival. That helps. All right, departure arrival. We're blasting off runway 12. Yep, runway 12. ALSU uniform. Execute legs. Out to ALSUP. There we go. That looks good. An Epo Bucky. X just all the way into Aurora. So now let's go arrival Guatemala. We're going to try to link this up. Not necessarily what SimBrief uses. I want to use the RNAV Yankee GT555. And we're coming down the Tiki 2 Charlie. That's what I'm going to load up. And we're going to fly that. We're using reserve fuel because it's probably going to be just a little bit off from what it wants here. Let's see. Is it too far out? Yeah, so actually, previous page. Tamda, Belize, Glova, XGIS. From XGIS, then we're going to go to Tikis. First, go here, we're going to go here, TCAS. Right after XGIS, we're going to bring you up here after PEGSCA. Execute that. That'll clean that up a little bit. Now I don't have my little MCP thing plugged in here. I gotta have to. Gosh dang it! Oh, you know why? It's because the side stick is plugged in. All right, I'm gonna have to fix that later. That's fine. All right, that's the route I want to take there. That looks good. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that. That is all set up. Let's go back to our N1 takeoff, derate, QRH on. So before we use QRH V speeds, we'll go to page 2. Runway wind today is calm. The slope is actually a negative 0.1 down. That looks good. We are dry, no derate. That looks good. Acceleration altitude is going to be 1,000 across the board. 1,000. Can I copy that? No. 1,000 across the board, cut back off. There we go. That looks good. V2 speeds. So 31, 33, 45. We'll set 145 up here. I think we can be LNAV off the ground on this one, right? Yes, we can. LNAV, VNAV, we'll set 10,000. That checks out. Blasting off runway 12. 120. 120. 120. Planned fuel, we have... Put you back over here. 15.2. Oh, that's on board. There we go. 15.2. That's all set. Wonderful. Back to map mode. Let's get the APU fired up. Fueling is complete. Seatbelt signs coming on. APU is starting up now. Let's take a listen. All right. Been heads down that whole time. What do I miss? AJ, Nutella Cheesecake 737 Cheese Captain confirmed. AJ, don't knock it till you try it, man. Probably the best thing you can ever find in downtown Guatemala. Nutella Cheesecake. Ash Tool, what's up, man? 4306, member for 23 months. Man, time does fly, man. Almost at 2 years. Almost at 2 years. Thanks for the support. Reserve should be 5.5? Nah, fam. We're going 7.0. What's the benefit over estimating reserves when loading from SimBrief? We'll put what's calculated. Just curious. So, the reserve fuel here, all it is going to give you an alert sooner. So always err on the side of caution. We round everything up, and then I add on top of that mentally sometimes. Now, if we start popping up like, oh, using reserve fuel, okay, then I'll go back and maybe look at it closer. But always round up. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just going to give you that alert sooner. If you start getting using reserve fuel, then we can come back and say, okay, maybe we need to take a look at our fuel again one more time. But typically, 5.1 is a good base reserve for VFR. All right, so then 5.1 plus whatever you got for your alternate. That's another way to think about it. But all right, real quick, I'm going to go back to full screen cam here. We'll kill the theme, and we got the timer running. We're waiting for the timer to get the bleeds on. Then we're going to push back and get out of here. But I want to plug in my what is this? EFIS. So give me 1 second. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Everything, I think I lost my auto throttle there. Let's rearm you. Auto throttle is rearmed. We're plugged in. Let's see here. Do we have EFIS? Yes, we do. EFIS is working. Wonderful. Let's do a magic barrel ref. We're up to 10,000. That's close enough. Let's get the APU bleed on. And we'll disconnect ground power. Let's go ahead and start pulling everything off here. Let's go. APU on bus. And we're disconnecting everybody. So, door management, ground vehicles. No. Did I just hit request all? Release all. That's what I meant to do. Can I get a radio check on 22.8? Paxman, what's up, dude? Thank you. Good to see you, Paxman. Finally back catching a live stream. Hey, man, welcome back, man. Good stream to catch, too. It's going to be a fun one going into Guatemala. We're going to do the RNAV, RNP 02, flap 40 landing. I will say, I didn't grease it, but I didn't smash it. But I sure felt like I was going to smash it, man. The winds were swirling and coming right over the cliff. Start to get that sinker feeling. It's a little squirrely, a little bit squirrely. But so far, 7.3 has been good. Amen. RNP is boring. VOR is spicy. We did the VOR in the F-28. Remember that on the Mexicana one? That was a lot of fun. Got your 5-year badge? Man, it has been a good day. Look at you, Paxman. Thank you for the 5-year support, dude. That's pretty wild. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. What's some in fuel on deck in the 7.3? 4 is like really pushing it, Mickey G. 4 is really pushing it. So 5 is like, you know, you start to kind of pucker up a little bit. Like, when are we landing? So my second trip, we got caught in holding for VIP movement in Miami twice, and we were like, and everybody did too, and we had a, long story short, we landed with a lot less fuel than we wanted to, but It got pretty gnarly, man. It's a good tell me about a time story when everything just starts to fall apart quickly. All right, everything's up and running. Let's go ahead and kill that. We do have the bleeds on. We've got some air running. Let's go ahead and run. Oh, I do have a checklist. Let's go ahead and go to ground connections, release, remove. And let's go ahead and run before start checklist. Parking brake set, oxygen check, navigation transfer, display switches, normal and auto. Window heat is on, pressurization, auto, and set. Train display selected, MCP. Let's see, we got LNAV, VNAV. I'm flying, set, displays, checked. Auto brake, RTO, fuel quantity distribution. We need 15.2. We got 15.2 on board. CDU is checked. You guys want to skip the route legs verification? Or you guys want to go over that again? A lot of talking for nothing. We'll consider it done here unless Mickey G wants to hear route legs verification. Let's see, where was I? CDU engine start levers, cutoff, transponder, TARA, aileron rudder trim, 00 departure brief complete, fasten belts are on. Fuel panel set. Flight forms AML onboard accepted aircraft. What are we actually? We don't have we are Alpha Mike Golf PEDs off to the line. All right, let's go ahead and run it. Ground person connects. Say, hey, you ready to disconnect or ready to push back? Yes, we are. Anti-collision light. Door lights are out. Door lights are out. We're checking our hydraulic pressurization, 3,029.60. Throw it up on the engine page. Ready to rock and roll, ready for pushback and start. All right, below the line. Probe heat on, hydraulic panel set, doors, windows, closed, lock, anti-collision light on before start checklist is completed. Let's go ahead and roll. Belize American, what are we? Aero Mexico 357 pushing back here at stand 1. Release. All right, actually we're stand 5, but close enough. And you know what? We're actually just going to push back real gingerly. Brakes release, clear to push. That cam is ready. Blackbird Controls, my man. Good to see you, dude. How you doing, Blackbird Controls? Dropping the 10 gifted subs. Mr. Blackbird Controls in the house. Thank you so much, man, for the 10 gifted subs. We are using the Blackbird control levers for the 737. I will say, as a lightly tested 7.3 driver now, that the Blackbird control levers are indeed one-to-one, and they're absolutely fantastic, Blackbird. Thank you so much for the support, man. Hope you're having a wonderful week, and getting ready for summertime. Thank you for the support, my man. Appreciate you, Blackbird. Look, we're pushing back with the Delta 7.5. All right, we'll go ahead and Alt-P here. And push complete, set brakes. Brake set, clear, disconnect. We're starting them up. All right, let's go ahead and start 2, then 1. Packs off, grounding 2. Here we go. Shh. Oh, sounds so good. 25% right there. Fuel on. Sounds so good. You know, these engines start up so fast. It never ceases to amaze me. All right, let's go and close, isolate, ventilate. Good start on 2, cap. Roger that. Let's go ahead and start engine 1. Here we go. Grounding 1. so good. All right, EGT light is out. Good start on 1. Boom, boom. Auto, APU's coming down. We don't need it. I'm flying. I know this, we're going to just leave these in auto, even though we don't have auto selected on this one. We're going to pretend they're in auto. And we're doing a flaps 5 takeoff. 737 slat is so juice. I agree, man. Look at that 7.3 slat popping down. Herein, I was cinematic sound pack, I heard. Yeah, this is Boris, man. Hey, Ron, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Tyson says, Chad, if I were to pick up a 7.3, do I start PMDG or iFly for 2020? PMDG, hands down, Tyson. Don't look back. PMDG is the way to go, man. iFly is good, but I'm curious to see what the big update has. There's SP1 update, but in terms of everything else, man, I still... the NG from PMDG does a whole lot of things that the real airplane really does, and it's just really nice to fly, man. It really, it's special. I always knew it was good, but then after getting trained on it and flying it, like, yeah, PMDG, it's not just feeling good or seeming good because it's PMDG. It actually is good. So, all right. We're locked and loaded. Cam says, any plans to fly the C-130 pouring over a 550-page manual? Nothing conventional about the aircraft. Cam, you know what? If I had 40 hours in a day, I would. It's on my radar. I will tell you that, Cam. It's on my radar. I'm very limited when I can and can't stream right now, just time-wise. All right, after start checklist. Anti-ice is off, generators on, air conditioning and bleeds are set, flaps set, flight controls. Let's go ahead and run that. Checked. Recall coming at you. 6. Let's go, please. Aero Mexico 357, taxi runway 12, please. All right, taxi lights on. Let's get out of here. Let's make the right turn. The Linux Captain, what's up, my man? Hey, man, enjoying the stream while studying for my upcoming CQT. Flying the bus. It's my favorite time to practice my "What's it doing now" call out. Linux Captain, what's up, man? Thank you for the $5 super chat. Listen, the bus is amazing, man. So yesterday I jump seated home. Jump seated? No, jump sat. I jump sat home yesterday, and I was up front of a 321 again. First time I've been in a 321 or just an Airbus cockpit in a very long time. I honestly think it's the last time I was in an Airbus cockpit was when I was flying them. So I walked in, and I just came off of Max. So there's a couple things I noticed. Number one, how small the screens were compared to the Max that I just flew all day long. Number two, how absolutely amazing the A320 cockpit is compared to the 7.3. There is no doubt about it. We'll talk about 7.3 versus Airbus here a little bit once we get airborne. I have my official opinion stance on that. What's funny, though, is the first officer was a former, he worked at my previous airline as well, and we had some good banter all the way back to a good old DFW in the jump seat. So, man, listen to those sounds. Happened to see our little ADS-B toy on the panel, Turks? I know, man, that little ADS-B thing is so funny looking. That's like old school gangster ADS-B. We need to teach V1 how to pronounce Linux. Linux? I don't know. Blackbird. Oh, Blackbird, while you're still here. Blackbird. Should you choose to accept it, have you looked into L1011 levers? I'm actually not quite sure how different they all are. Ooh, there's that 7.4 over there. But, you know, I'm just throwing it out there, Mr. Blackbird. Taking a look at the old... L1011 levers might be popular here in a minute. Police traffic, Aero Mexico 357. We're going to back taxi runway 12. Any traffic in the area, please advise. All right, since we're getting ready to back taxi, let's go ahead and light up everything. We're going to go ahead and get these on, boom, boom. We're going to leave those off for pretending that they are in auto. I don't want to find the spot for them. All right, let's go. All right, let's go ahead as we taxi on here. Let's do above and below the line before takeoff. Takeoff data and bugs. Closeout received and checked. Flaps 5. Green light. Stab trim 4.6 units. Set. Takeoff brief. Complete. HUD. Not applicable. Generators. On. Air conditioning and bleeds. Auto and set. MCP ND. We got auto throttle. Master on my side. LNAV, VNAV up to 10,000. Checked. Runway 12. PA complete. Lights set before takeoff check is complete. Let's rock and roll, baby. Airbus is calling my name when I go to airlines. You better switch back or I won't be throwing your gear. Well, Vicky G, I don't know, man. You lose credibility. You're gonna lose credibility when you go to the bus, man. Look at that wing flex looking good too. It's just, it never ceases to amaze me how advanced the Airbus actually is. Like we think of it, oh, it's a newer airplane. I mean, it is still a very old design, and the fact that it is as good as it is in 2026, it's pretty incredible. Could it be more simple looking set of levers on the L1011? How the heck do reversers work? Do they even have them? They do have them, Blackbird. I don't know the mechanics of it at all. I'd be lying with you. I'm waiting for the airplane to come out, and then I'll let you know. Let me know when you're flying at O'Hare again. I might be working the ramp within a few months. Ooh, Nick and Nate. Awesome, man. My last O'Hare experience last week. All I know about Chicago is it's cold. It's always cold. Always will be cold. If you want to just move over to the 190, 195 from the E or J, that thing is awesome. Chad Brandt, that's awesome, man. E190 is an amazing airplane. I think the E190 is my favorite airplane to fly. I don't know. It may be better than the 7.3, to be honest with you, man. Because it flies very similar to a 7.3. But you have so much more, you know. I take the Max over a 190, but I would take the 190 over an NG. The E190 is a wonderful airplane, man. It's definitely my favorite over the 170. Like, 170, 190, definitely 190 for the win. I would love to see what a 195 E2 flies like, just because I think they look so cool. The bike belt tassels really set it apart. Yeah, the ram's horn on the ERJ is a whole lot different. We got a Delta 7.5 there. We got a 7.4 there. Oh, is that 7.4 going to Guatemala too?
Local traffic.
Godspeed, brother.
3 taxis behind the Delta 757.
Oh, that's Flicks. We have problems. He's gonna take a 7.4 into Guatemala. What's wrong with my view? Why did my view? Oh, I think I resaved my view. What the heck? Hold on, guys. I think I accidentally reset my view. I did because I was talking on comm, which is... There we go. I'm going to reset you right there. There we go. Now it's set. All right. Police traffic, America, so 357, departing runway 12. All right, who's ready? Spool them up 40%. I literally just sat here Sunday night. Let's take a listen. Yoga's in chat. Smash that like button. Here we go. Shh. Toga. Thrust set 99.8. 80.
B1.
Rotate. Across. You're up. Oh, I think I'm using the wrong yoke profile. This is way too light. Fly with. All right, in the turn. Bank angle check to the right. Here we go. Oh, there's the derate. gotta see what yoke profile I'm on, because this does not seem correct. Flaps 1. Actually, we can go all the way up now. Flaps up. Right after takeoff. That's off. That's coming to off. Pressurization APU. That all checks. After takeoff checklist complete. Police traffic in American 357 out of 3,000. Climb at 10,000 out to the south. Last call, police. I'm changing my yoke profile. Hold on. There we go. All right. We're speeding. It's all right. Mexican radar. They won't catch us. We got to get back up to the command bars. I had to change my yoke profile. Had the wrong one selected. That is Mike Charlie Zulu, Pat Breeze. Mike Charlie Zulu.
Definitely police traffic, Giant 2403 lines up behind the departing 757.
Or I keep calling it Belize. Flix, that's right, it's Cozumel, dude. We've been in Cozumel this whole time. Not Belize. I was gonna fly out of Belize with the iFly. That's why I'm thinking Belize. My bad. We're Cozumel this whole time. My goodness. Listen, guys. I've been breathing recirculated bleed air for the last 6 days, so I'm still recovering. There she goes. 8.3 for 10. Let's go ahead and keep it climbing. We'll set 340. Pull the throttles out of the way here. All right, 340 is set. We're going all the way up. Pretty much a straight line. We can just hand fly here. Here comes 10,000 feet. At 10, we'll go ahead and get the retracts. And we'll give them a ding. Should only be one ding there. No, I have one of your old ones, Vodka, that I tweaked and made it even heavier. I accidentally took off with the Caravan profile. That's what... I had the Cessna Caravan profile when we took off. Bleed air is cleaner than the oak pollen in Texas right now. Twifos, you might be right, man. The pollen is mad. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn the sim down here a little bit. Look at that. She's trimmed out, flying beautifully. We'll take it up to transition. 18,000. What do you say? Go up to 18,000 on this one. Your car is now blue-green, Turks? I know. I can only imagine, dude. But it's bad. So my truck is still in the shop. Oh. Now I need a new transmission. Did I mention that in the last stream? Yeah, I don't know. But I can only imagine what my truck looks like right now. Better than breathing contaminated air at 120 while driving Palancar caves. I don't know what that is, but it sounds dangerous. Why are we in path? Oh, there was a restriction. Let's go ahead and climb unrestricted. There we go. N1 VNAV speed. Buttons pushed. There was a restriction there at Obtom, but by pressing the button we went and deleted that, so up we go. Here comes 307 knots. I'll tell you what, let's go to our climb profile. Let's give me at least 310 there. Give me 310 in the climb out. We'll execute that. 310. Round up. Scuba site on the south tip of Cozumel. Oh, really? Very cool, Tyson. So there's a little island out here. I'm gonna have to look. I saw it flying over We might be too far to the east now. I'll tell you what, let's fix that because I want to fly further. Let's go to a Napu. So let's go to the legs page, Anapu, bring it to the top, execute. We're LNAVing. I want to fly a little bit closer to the Yucatan Peninsula. Although, are we technically not near the Yucatan anymore? I want to fly a little bit closer to the coastline because I want to look, I want to do some sightseeing. I was literally flew almost this exact route. Actually, went over these exact waypoints in the opposite direction yesterday. And I was doing some sightseeing there. I want to see what it looks like in the sim. You had to put a new transmission in the wife's Yukon XL several months ago? Mickey G. Was it under warranty? Dude, mine's not. And I'm sick. Alright, there's 18,000. I think transition is 18.5. It's close enough. Let's go ahead and push standards. Standards are set. Is it synced? Yeah, once, twice, and thrice. We're synced across the board. Let's go autopilot 1, or command A. Back to full screen here. Closer to 3 years, catching the Expo news from Amsterdam. What's up, Captain McGee? Thank you for the 31 months. Man, yeah, closer to 3 years indeed. Thank you so much for the support. I've been paying a little bit of attention to what's been going on. Was it Amsterdam? What's AMSTRD? You're talking about FS Weekend? I was paying a little bit of attention to the FS Weekend news. I saw L1011 stuff. I saw the wind control stuff. Very excited for all of that, indeed. Just wait for it to rain and put wax on mine so the water beads up and catches the pollen, so when it dries my dark car has bright yellow pollen spots like a cursed Texas leopard. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was in Amsterdam. Okay, that's what I thought. Vodka, I did not see Nikki's presentation, but I saw you guys talking about it in the chat. Was it anything worthwhile of me noting? Do I need to go back and look at his presentation? All right, we're gonna hop over to the right wing here, and I'm gonna do something I normally don't do. I'm gonna bring up the in-flight tablet. I want to look for some stuff here. I want to go to the flight planner. Aha. So what? Here we go. These little islands. What's this? I want to fly the caravan here. Cayo Norte. I want to fly the caravan there. Is there a strip there? Do you land on the beach, or is that a seaplane base, or is that a helicopter pad? So flying up, I thought this was so crazy, and here too. So when you, this is what it looks like. When I was flying up this route, coming right up through here, I'm looking out the window, and it looks just like this. You have deep blue water, and then just these lines where I guess it's a little bit of a reef line or a little bit of a shelf, and it just looks so pretty. I kind of want to take, maybe we should take the caravan on floats around here, see if we can find any fishing spots, or, I mean, there's a little bit of land, right? Yeah, look right here. Look at this. What is this? Is this inhabited? There's a couple buildings on it. Tyson, where am I? Where is this? See, look, the break right here hitting the shelf. We're going to have to take the caravan here. Its reef walls goes from 40, 80 feet to 1,000 feet. You did some diving there, Flicks? Dude, okay, so we're taking the caravan out here. We're going to snoop around. Look at this. Oh, is this that big diving hole? I've seen the YouTube things about this, where there's like the big blue hole and people dive down it. Need the Parallel 42 fishing app? I know, Diglufu. Yeah. Tyson, is this really here? That's the Belize blue hole? Okay, so that's it. We're settled. The next caravan stream, we're taking a caravan on floats, and we're going to explore these islands off the coast of Belize. That's what we're doing. We'll take off from MZBE on floats, or we can actually do a water takeoff. No, because I want to try it on the pavement, because I heard Nick put a lot of time in the ground handling characteristics with the Caravan with floats when you have the gear out. So we'll take a Caravan on floats at a MZBE, and we're gonna come snoop around out here. That's crazy. So we found the Belize Blue Hole. I had no idea that's where it was. Now where'd it go? MZBB. Where were we? Over here? Ooh, MZSA? Vodka, you need to come up with a little route out here. I want to come exploring. Where's the Belize Blue Hole? Not here. The Great Blue Hole. Where's my Great Blue Hole now? There it is. Right there. Right there. The Blue Hole is actually a whole series of them. I assisted a photo doing a travel piece for San Diego Tribune years ago. Belize, really a glue food. Man, that's really cool. All right, the next stream has been decided. That's where we're going. Where are we in relation to this? So we actually need to come a little bit left. Can we fly? How's our flight plan? Any of this going to show on terrain? I don't think so. I'll tell you what, for sightseeing purposes, Aero Mexico 357, stop the climb, fly level 280. Alright, 280, Mexico 357. We're going to stop here at 28, and I want to see if I can I get a lat long off this? We go to MZSA. That looks like, is that another blue hole? Let's put MZSA. There's no waypoints right here, is there? Let me see if we can create this waypoint. I don't know, can PMDG create waypoints? Init, index, nav data. Let's do, let's just call it OA1. North, 17316. Oh no. I can not, I should have a... data. Oh, I don't think it will let me. Oh, you can't create waypoints, huh? Because if you make a waypoint here, I should have lat long entry. Dang. Alright, so instead of that, let's add a fix. Let's go direct MZSA. Not in database. It's not in database. Gosh dang it. Alright. What's this fix here? On DOM? Let's go direct to, see if that's in there. On DOM. Proceed direct to on DOM. And then after on DOM, we're going to Alova. We're going to add a fix. Alova after on DOM. Execute. So on DOM is, can I measure? Is there a measuring tool here? Let's try this. Let's do MZSA. MZSA. MZBZ. And I want to go add waypoint on DOM. We're going to reverse engineer this. Alright. So, on DOM is 304 for 7.9 miles. So now we're going to go into the fix page. And we're going to put on DOM And we got a reverse engineer 304. What's the opposite? That's 124 radial. All right. And then we got to put a radius of 7.9. Well, shoot. Hold on. Hold on. That's not the actual blue hole, is it? Well, that'll put us over the airport. Can I add a waypoint? Hold on. Oh, wait. At the flight point, that's waypoint. After on DOM. Okay, so now this is what we need actually. Route. It's going to be 161. It's going to be the 161 off of on DOM at 13.3 radius. Okay, so if I am correct, step over this. Hold on, AJ. I'm really focused here. I'm really focused, AJ. I need to go on DOM. Okay, so if I am correct in my thinking, this is the big blue hole right here. That's the big blue hole. And that's where we're gonna fly over that big blue hole right there. So back to map mode. We'll maintain 280 for right now. We'll go ahead and let them roam. All right. What'd I miss? AJ, thanks for the $3 super chat, man. Appreciate you. V1 Geography and Math, what could go wrong? Hey, you like how I engineered that, though? It was, in fact, nowhere near the big blue hole. Come on, Aaron. Have some faith, my friend. Nothing can go wrong, AJ. As long as I figure out how to put windshield wipers on my car, we'll be good. Can you rate fix OnDom 161 at 13? You know what? I don't think it's that simple, to be honest with you. No. OnDom. No, you can't do that. But now you got me thinking. I think you can in the real jet. I think you can do PBD. But I don't know. Now I don't know. Turks. Point bearing. I know you can. I know you can do it in the real jet. I'm trying to remember. Is it because it's already in front of that, though? No. It's a good way to waz them out. Yeah. It can work in the real aircraft, but I don't think this FMC is going to take it. Especially since I think the telltale sign is since I can't add custom waypoints, I think that's the telltale sign that won't work. All right, let's set up a heading to go. We're going to go slightly left of it. Let's go heading select. Might be too high to see anything. I'm afraid we might be too high, but we'll keep an eye on it. It's a little bit too far. I don't want to go right over the top. I kind of want to just squeak to the left of it so we can see it off the right wing. Actually, can I do offsets in this? This old box is throwing me off. What was the distance? 13.1? I want to do it as is right now. There we go. So I'm literally going to offset at 13.1. We'll fly right over the top. We're going to burn a lot of gas hanging out down here too. When's the last time you flew a GA plane? A very long time ago, my friend. Bourbon 357 descend out of zero fleet, clear direct to Big Blue Hole in due time. We're 40 miles out from the Big Blue Hole. We're going to maintain 380. We're going to find it, Chad. We're going to find this Big Blue Hole. Why not do Caravan with floats to land there? We are. That's going to be the next stream. We've already decided that. Almost 6 years. Also, Swappy. My man, thank you for the 71 months. That is, that's a long time, dude. That's a long time. 7 years? 6 years? Very, very nice, dude. Thank you so much, man, for the support. 71 months. Almost 6 years. I didn't even realize I had memberships for 6 months. Or for 6 years, rather. That's crazy. Thank you so much for this support, man. Please add the fuel sheet for Blue Hole. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the slash. I think I'm off on the slash. But that's right. We actually have the route. Oh, yeah. We are going to see it. Look. We are going to see it. So I actually want to offset. I could join the LNAV on this heading. Let's join it on heading 175. Wings level. We'll arm LNAV. And then it'll join just before the turn. And we should be wing low, right wing low, over the Big Blue Hole. LNAV is armed. So we're going to intercept the LNAV course here. This is going to be nice. I could see it up there. That's where we're headed. Oh, we got clouds, though. Hopefully the clouds don't mess with us. There's a new TriStar video? Campia, what do you mean new? I saw the trailer that came out this morning. Is it newer than that? She can do custom waypoint sand? Really? Well, I couldn't input it with Lat Mong, but I think it's this. I think I had an extra slash. Not in database. No? Oh, OnDom. I misspelled it. OnDom 161 at 13. And I want to put it after OnDom. There it is. There it is. Look at that. Right there. But I don't want to execute that because then it'll mess up our offset. So, but there it is. So yeah, I had one extra slash. I knew it could do video. I knew it could do it because I remember practicing it. Just goes to show I haven't done PBD since sim training. So, but this is my plan right here. We're gonna intercept. We'll be wing low as we make the turn because the Big Blue Hole should be right there at the intersection of that ring and fix page, or ring and fix radio. Swarm 78 months. Well, now you're just flexing. 78 months, dude. Swarm. Thank you so much for the support, man. That's going straight back to the X-Plane 11 OG days, Swarm. Thank you for the support, dude. Quotes, real pilot, I know. Well, Vodka, so what I'm thinking is we're going to be wing low, right below. But I see what you're saying. Maybe I should offset more than 13. Let's do 1.5 miles. There we go. We'll offset 1.5 miles. No, I don't want you to join yet. Go back to heading. ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck. Currently about 293 miles from Guatemala. We were doing a little bit of air traffic control delay vectoring out here over the water. We want to take a look at this big, beautiful hole here. So in about 2 minutes, if you're on the right side of the aircraft, make sure you look out your window, make sure you open those sunshades and take a look down. You should see the big, beautiful hole, home of Mr. Flicks 5696. Appreciate you. And we'll update you on the weather. Tell me I was a little closer. Thank you. Alright, so now arm LNAV. It's gonna go get it. That's alright. It's gonna come back to the right here any minute. Alright, so here we go. Here we go. We're gonna start the turn back to the right. So there's the airfield. And we're starting the turn. I gotta adjust the view. All right, we're wing low. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to see it from this altitude. How far was it from this map page again? It's in the middle, so it should be like right over here. $77 months. Romulus, how you doing, my man? Romulus, 77 months. Another very familiar face. Thank you for the support, dude. Is that it right there? So we were a little bit off on our turn. Oh, I see it, chat. I see it. I see the big blue hole. There she is. There she is. It was this moment he opened the EML and realized the plane was limited over water. Yep. Yep. Hey, you Airbus guys just keep taking non-ETOPS aircraft to Hawaii. We'll be alright, alright? Leave us Boeing guys alone. There she is. The big blue hole. Now that is cool. We're doing caravan stream there. We found it. This is exactly what I was looking at yesterday. It's so cool. This is what I love about this sim. I mean, no add-ons, no scenery. There's my turn. See, Vodka, look at that. Perfect. Wing up in the turn. That is a thing of beauty. Can you whisper that in my ear at Expo? The big blue hole. Yeah. Hit the like button if you like doing the big blue hole tours. Time is moving fast. I didn't think I'd hear you say we Boeing guys. I know, Lemon Wolf. I didn't think I'd be saying it either, my man. But here we are. Fight some guy. Just looked up the name of the big blue hole. It's literally the Great Blue Hole. Great Blue Hole, Big Blue Hole. Same thing. Look at that. I mean, I should be a touring. I should work for a touring company. I mean, look at that FMS programming there. I think the ortho is a little bit better in drone view like this. Yep. All right, so here's the deal. When we do our caravan stream, y'all need to get on Iveo so we can just have a flotilla of caravans on floats landing in the big blue hole. That is awesome. It kind of looks like great white sharks territory. Is there any great white sharks out here? These big cliffs and everything right to 1,000 feet deep. I mean, that's crazy. They do blue hole tours in the caravan? Is it really? Okay, we'll add it to my wish list or bucket list. There she goes. All right, we're going to get back to what we were doing. We still got lights on and everything, I noticed, too. So let's go ahead and route offset. Let's go ahead and just delete this. I'm going to execute that, and let's just go direct to Tiki's. Execute. We're LNAVing direct to Tiki's. We left those lights on. That's my bad. That's all good. Everything looks good up here. And what was our final cruise altitude? 34. Let's see if we can save any fuel. 340 is set. Buttons pushed. Up we go. Did I hear you got hung up in Miami? I did, yeah. So we're on approach. We're coming down the arrival. Not the sandbar. Whatever the one is from the north. And VIP movement kicked in. Right, and there was no weather in the area, so we had, minimum fuel reserves. VIP movement, so they shut the airport down. We started holding for an hour. We hit the hour time, and we're like, man, we are getting really, that was pretty much all our reserves. The good thing is we ended up moving our alternate twice. We moved it to Fort Lauderdale, which is right next to Miami. And, you could basically see, we were holding over Fort Lauderdale pretty much. But the problem was, at this point, everybody started to divert in front of us. And we're like, all right, everyone's going to Lauderdale, but they cleared us in. So we start vectoring back towards Miami, and then they shut the airport down again, put us back in a hold. And as we're in the hold again, I'm flying, the other guy's on the radios, and he's like, okay, he literally calls up to start the diversion, but then the controller's like, I can get you in right now, we're going in. And he's like, okay, we're going in. So we ended up going into Miami after an hour and like 20 minutes of holding. And normally when you're set on a diversion, we hadn't actually started the diversion yet. We were requesting to leave the hold to go to our alternate. But the problem was, that's why every situation is situational. Everybody that was holding also started to divert, and they all started to divert before us. So if we ended up going to Lauderdale, it would probably actually end up being worse of a scenario, because everybody that's already left the hold in front of us to go to Lauderdale. So we thought, well, if we go to Miami, we're definitely committed now. So we committed, flew in. He's like, hey, we're just not going around. Like, we're going to land on this first one, that's for sure. And yeah, we ended up landing with like 4.2, 4.1 or something like that. That's pretty dang low in the gas situation. VIP movement, sorry about that. Was that you, F-14, Dom? Was that you? Allegedly had a guy a few months out of retirement asking whether deviations on a severe clear day on climb at Vegas or the Grand Canyon. Allegedly. You know what gets me, Turks, is yesterday, flying home on the jump seat. I don't think there was a cloud in the northern hemisphere, okay? And the guys turned the radar on. It is a basic 321. So it's got the old school radar. And I don't know. Well, the radar's not going to bother you. I'm like, yes, it will. We don't know the actual effect of how strong these radars are up there, especially the old aircraft. So when I flew as a captain, I always had the radar off. Like, unless I saw weather or we were flying at night or IMC, then of course you're going to turn the radar on, right? Because you have embedded thunderstorms and things of that nature. But when there is not a cloud in the northern hemisphere, you don't need the radar on. These guys turned the radar on at 400 feet, and they left that sucker on the entire flight. I'm like, come on, man. What are we doing? I actually had a captain a couple of trips ago. Same thing. It was actually when we left to Chicago. It was Chicago to San Juan. Okay, long flight. It was not CRTs, Turks. It was not CRTs. It was like a new basic, I guess. Well, and that's the same with the NEO, right? And the NEO radars, at least my old operator, the NEO radars were always on, allegedly, unless you just turned off the display. But yeah, even in the 7-3, we're going Chicago San Juan, 5-hour flight. Not a cloud in front of us for hundreds of miles. Guy turns the radar on. I'm like, I thought he kind of was, mistaken. So what happens, to turn the radar on, you have to do, what kind of radar we got in this thing? test. Okay. So. The weather display. All right. So this guy. Relive my thing. So he's got the radar on. Yeah, so the radar's on now. He's got the radar on. And I'm like, it'll look like this. If you just get rid of these little clouds, we're flying around. He's got the radar on like this. And I'm like, I kind of subconsciously went over here and was like, oh, I'll turn the radar off. I'm like, oh, sorry, you're I didn't know you had the radar on. Do you want it off? You want to go in terrain mode? And he's like, no, that's fine. I'll keep the radar on. I'm like, oh. I did that like 2 or 3 times to try to prompt him, like, hey, can you just turn the radar off? We don't need it right now. But he was dead set on having the radar on the whole flight. So I'm just like, not my cup of tea. So I'm getting blasted. Good thing I'm done having kids, though. Done having kids, so it is what it is. But yeah, plenty of radiation I've had already. I don't need any more. 221 miles. We got to start prepping for this approach here pretty soon. F14 Dom, thank you for the 27-month support. Sorry about that. I see all the TFRs we caused, and it makes me sad. I hope and pray you never have to deal with the KPBI approach. I will, and I have, Mr. Dom. But hey, man, thank you for all you do. Appreciate all the support, too, over the months and years on the channel. But hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. I will say this, though. I did get a taxi right next to Air Force One. And, man, there's nothing like a 7.4, you know? The 7.4 is just such an amazing aircraft, especially the old 200 like Air Force One is right now. I can't wait for PMDG's 7.4-200. It's going to be epic. All right, so the arrival, let's go to the arrival charts here. Normally we're on the TQ2 Charlie, but it's going to link up to the RNAV. I got to remember which one do we load. RNP Yankee. I hope that's one we loaded, right? We'll double check. RNP Yankee. This is what we're going to fly. This is what we need to set up. So let's come into setup mode here. And let's start programming this situation. So departure route. Let me just make sure I have the right RNAV Yankee. RNAV Yankee. Okay, good. So full screen. RNAV Yankee 02 off of GT555. That looks good. So that's set 18,000 or above. GT555. I'm stepping through. Okay, that all looks good. So we're going to plan to do this. We have to do flaps 40. Flaps 40, 134. Final approach course will be 017. Let's get these set up here. 017. And the tornado was an ash cloud yesterday. It was 2 days ago, rather. That was blowing around. It looked really cool down there, though. Flying this approach, we'll see what the lighting is like, but it's just there's something about flying into Guatemala, man. When you're doing this RNAV approach, coming around the mountains there in the turn, just looks amazing. All right, 18,000 is set, so that's set. So now we need to go to progress nav status, page 2. We're going to turn VOR update off. Then we're going to go to prog page 4, and we're going to require, I took a block 1 aircraft down there. We could only do 0.3. We couldn't do 0.1. So we're going to do 0.3. We're going to do the same exact thing. Hard tune this. 0.3, RNP approach, 0.3. And this actually has NPS. We didn't have NPS either. So 125 RNP scale. 18,000 is set. The minimums for CAT D5290. 5290. Let's go ahead and set those mins. Oh boy, hang tight. It's going to take a minute. I feel like we're going to be high already. Tell you what, let's go ahead and start down right now to 200. Down we go. Barrows at 3,000 coming up. When pilots pick up the planes from maintenance facilities, are those seniority-based flights? It just depends, man. It could either, it's going to be seniority based some way. Some operators may do it different though. Sometimes you have management pilots do deliveries. It's going to depend from airline to airline. All right, 5290 is set in the barrow. Taking a look here, we're using reserve fuel. That's fine. So we'll come back to our perf page, reserve 7.0. Let's go back to what was more realistic. Call it 6.0. That should take care of that. On the descent speed, 0.69. That's a little bit slow. Let's do 7.2. We'll do that. 0.72 on the descent speed. That looks good. 0.72 is set. Forecast winds, we should request those. Let's get the wind updated here. Once we get that updated, we will then go over the full briefing of the approach. There it is. We'll load the descent winds. Execute. Alright, that is set. 14C down there. Let's bring our iPad back. What's the weather looking like here? Wind 010 at 14. Altimeter 3021 or 1023. So let's set 1023. Hey, look, what you can't do in your Airbus Turk is preset your altimeter. How cool is that? 1023 hectopascals is preset. And we're going to be auto brake 3. Auto 3 flaps 40, 017 on the final approach course. We'll go ahead and tune in the Aurora VOR. If it's on here. It's not. It's all based off RNP. That's fine. All right. So one thing to note: GT 550. We want to be at least flaps 10, probably getting close to flaps 15 there. We want to be fully configured before GT 516. That's the final approach point at 8,400 feet. So we're going to be fully configured, except possibly delaying that flaps 40 deployment until we kind of start that turn here. So we'll definitely be flaps 25, possibly even flaps 30 as we cross 516. And then as we get it configured in the turn, we're going to go flaps 40 all the way in. VAP speed, we've already set it. It's going to be 134. Flaps 40, auto 3. We got a bottom altitude. Once we get cleared for the approach here in a minute, we'll go ahead and I'll tell you what, let's go set 240. We'll set 240, pick up the speed here, 0.75. There we go. We'll pick up the speed a little bit, and then we'll set our mins and do this all in RNAV. Ever flown a St. Martin? I have, man. Yes, I have. Can't wait to see all the rookie Air Force One flights on day one, AJ. I know, man. Be a lot of Air Force One flights. I was actually just watching a video on the new Air Force One, and then I fell asleep. I got about halfway through, but it looked pretty cool. About the Dash 8s. That's going to be the new Air Force One. Daniel Fogelberg, thank you for the 17-month support, man. Welcome on board. Glad for the support. Year and a half. Man, it's going well, man. It's going well. It'll be better when the L1011 drops, but how you doing, man? Do you enjoy having 640-mile range? The 7.3, super convenient? Yes and no, AA run. Sometimes it just it shows you how far away destination really is. What I do like, AA Ron, is there's no ETP in the 7.3, and I feel like that makes I'm just copying my data over to the FO side. I feel like not having an ETP makes the flights go by faster. I don't know why. I really enjoy the ETP function of the Airbus. I think it's a useful tool, especially when you're when you're going over water and stuff, and you in between 2 points and you want to move stuff around. But not having the ETP, I feel like makes the flight go faster because you're not constantly looking at it. You don't know if you're really halfway there, because I don't use my brain power to like calculate our total distance divided by 2 and see where we're at. I just don't look, you know. And then you kind of get a fake out total distance because you'll come here to the prog page and you'll be like, oh, we're only 60 miles out, but that's 60 miles top of descent, right? So it just I don't know. I feel like time goes by faster. Plus, you're doing more in the 7.3. You're always doing more. The 125 foot I set on the vertical RNP, that is to change the scale to a 125 foot window. So if it's fully, if the vertical scale is to the top or the bottom of the window, that we're 125 feet off. So it makes you more, I don't say it makes you more precise, but you're shortening the range at which the depicted vertical path can be off by. So by shortening the range to 125, you in fact enlarge in the scale, making it a little bit more sensitive, if that makes sense, slightly. So the block one I flew yesterday didn't even have vertical RNP, so we're actually already more advanced than yesterday's aircraft. Turn on all screen brightness down to minimum during day flight. That way you never know how much time remains in the flight. Big brain move right there, indeed. Clayton Buffer, what's up, man? You can't wait for the Bluebird 7.5? Me too. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't more excited for the L1011. Guys, I am so excited for that L10. I don't think I've been this excited for an airplane to release on Flight Sim since maybe the Phoenix 320s, the original, or maybe the Phoenix 319, because I already knew what Phoenix was. When Phoenix first said they're coming out, everyone's always a little bit skeptical. Like, is it going to be that good? A lot of talk, a lot of hype. No one knew who Phoenix was. And then they drop, the 319, or the 320, which was amazing. Like, okay, I can't wait for the 319. There's something about that L10 that it made such an impression on me as a kid, right? I mean, I vividly remember my first thought when I sat on the L1011 ATA going to Hawaii. I sat down on the wing view, and I'd been flying 7.3s a ton, right? Going to see my grandparents, 7.3s, always sit on the wing view or slightly trailing edge. The first thing I noticed when I sat down, I realized I picked the wrong seat because my mama let me kind of pick where we wanted to sit, and I always want to pick the wing view. And I picked with what I thought would be similar to the narrow body 7.3 wing. But the wing is so big, in comparison to the 7.3, I didn't realize how wide it was. So I sat down and I looked out over the window view and I was like, wow, this is a big boy airplane. Because all I saw was just fat wing. No winglet out there, just little vortex generators and stuff. And I mean, it was an imprint on my mind. I went up front, talked to the pilots, got to where the captain had, take a picture. So huge impression on me as a young boy, and it's an airplane that we really haven't seen in a very long time. There was an L1011 at FSX. I don't believe I had that one. I might have had like a freeware one, but I haven't had, I don't think, like a Hayware L1011 in my sims going back to the FSX FS9 days. I'm pretty sure there was one out though. Did Just Flight have one? I know they had I know I had the 7.2s. I really love the 7.2. But yeah, I am beyond excited for the L1011. Swappy dropping 10 gifted subs. Swappy, thank you so much, man, for the 10 gifted subs to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. Here's to the next 6+ years of membership, perhaps, Swappy? My man, thank you so much. Very kind. If you get a membership from Swappy, shout him out, say thank you. Long-time supporter of the channel. Thank you, man. It's very, very kind of you. All right, we're going to level here at 240, and then I'm just going to give ourselves the clearance that we got yesterday. Aero Mexico 357, cleared via RNP Yankee, runway 02 approach, cleared descend, cleared approach, RNP Yankee 02, Aero Mexico 357. So in that case, well, we're not in VNAV path yet, so we're going to wait till I'm going to set 18 for now. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to recruise us. I'm going to recruise the box at 240. There we go. VNAV path. Now, Aero Mexico 357, the cleared RNP Yankee, runway 02 approach. Alright, so LNAV, VNAV path. We're going to set minimums. Minimum's 5290. We're going to set 5,300 feet. 5,300 feet is set. LNAV, VNAV path. We're cooking with gas now. And I'm actually going to go to the descent page here. And we're going to go ahead and slow us down for the approach. We're going to go back to 70 and like 280. So we're going to set that. And we are ready to descend via. We're cleared via. And we're just flying now. The Captain Sim. Oh, yes. Was the Captain Sim L1011? Yes. I think I had the Captain Sim L1011. I had the Just Flight 727. And also the 707, right? And then I believe I had the Captain Sim L1011, but it never ran well. I had a problem with the Captain Sim L1011. I remember now. Yes, now my memory's coming back. Captain Sim L1011 and the Captain Sim 7.5. The Captain Sim 7.5 looked amazing, sounded amazing, had good systems, but it just performed at 5 FPS for me. So I remember now Captain Sim always giving me issues. I stuck to the 727, a 707. Is there an estimated drop date for the TriStar? There's not. I have not heard of one. My uncle was a flight engineer on the L-10 for ATA. He said they packed them so full of packs they couldn't climb fast enough to reach their Atlantic crossing gate. They had to spiral up to cruise. Joe Planes, really? Man, I love stories like that, Joe Planes. Hope you're doing well, man. Welcome on board. Hope you're having a good time up there in the icebox. Did I watch FS Weekend? No, I was asleep for most of it. So, here's the life of a commuter. I got assigned a 2-day trip, the only one I didn't want. So I had, there were 4 trips available that fit my window. 3 of the 4 were commutable on both sides. 1 of the 4 was not commutable on the front end, meaning it started so early that I'd have to fly out the day prior. So a 2-day now becomes a 3-day, and a day off became a day commuting and being away from home, and a night away from home, right? So I'm like, of course, I get the trip that I don't want. And it's like, dude, I went through customs. I've been to Havana more times in the last 3 days than I've ever been in my life. Or not Havana, just all over Cuba. I went to Havana, went to another one on the southeast point, and then I went to one that I never even heard of, MUSC. MUSC is the identifier. Santa Clara, is that it? It had 3 Cubas, Guatemala. It was all international. So I've been in and out of customs so much. It's the only trip I didn't want, right? I get assigned that trip. The day 1 of that trip is a 6 a.m. report time in my base. So that means I have to fly out the day prior. Okay, that sucks, but it is what it is, right? So I go to fly out the day prior. A flight cancels. Next flight delayed. I end up not getting into my base until 1:30 in the morning, the day of my report time. So now I'm in base 1:30 a.m. My report time is at 6 a.m. That's 5 hours. Makes no sense to go to the crash pad. It's a $50 Uber round trip, right? So it's $25 out, $25 back. I'd be there for maybe 3 hours to share a room with somebody who's probably snoring, right? So I said, you know what, screw it. I'll just go to the quiet room at the crew lounge that we have. So I go up to the crew lounge. The one trip, I always carry a black, so I call it my commuter jacket. It's like a zip-up jacket that's pretty warm, but it's also very light, so it's easy to stuff in the bag. The one trip, I forgot to bring my commuter jacket. Is the one that I'm attempting to go into the sleep room, right? It's freezing cold in there, so I don't have my jacket, so I'm using my blazer as a blanket. I go in there, I lay down, I'm like, I got three and a half hours or so before I gotta wake up and start the day. Well, of course, Captain Joe is over in the corner sawing logs with his snoring. I mean, sawing logs. Talk about, I mean, I felt, my chair felt like it was vibrating. He was snoring so loud. So you can imagine those 4 hours went as you would imagine they would go. Wake up, not like I was asleep, you know, kind of freshen up, do the hair, kind of like, you know, water in the face, go get some coffee, start the trip. And it's a 3-legger day, right? It's a Cuba turn, and then it's a Cuba turn, and then down to what we're doing right now, Guatemala. By the time I got to Guatemala and I got to a bed, I had been awake for like 34 hours. So, and the part of FS weekend was going on, and I was just like, I'm going to bed. I went to bed at like 5 o'clock, and I didn't wake up till my showtime the next day. But that's. We got a guy coming in. We got to make a position report. But that is the life of a commuter. That's the real nitty-gritty that you don't get from the Instagram models talking about how amazing airline pilot life is. That's a realistic view of a commuter life right there. 34 hours awake, 3 legs, no sleep, cold. Yeah, you still got it. But you choose to commute. Sometimes you just got to suck it up. Let's make a radio report here. Guatemala traffic, Amero Mexico 357. We are descending at a flight level 240. We're going to be descending via the RNP Yankee, runway 02, presently over Golf Tango 555 for Guatemala traffic. All right, you see my RNP? See, look at this. This is cool. I wish I had this on my Block 1 aircraft. So RNP 125, right? Now it's actually giving me an issue saying I can't do it. Actual is 130. So it's struggling to maintain that. That's all right. We're going to do it anyway. All right, El Navina path down we go. And let's go ahead and knock it back 250 if we can. But actually, because it's Guatemala, let's do 210. At what point do you fatigue out? Well, in that particular case, who asked that question? That was a good question. Diabetic Lad. In that particular case, shoot. Now we're going to get too high. We can't do that. Hold on. We got to catch the path here. Now we're in VNAV speed, not good. So in that particular case, you can't technically fatigue. If you do fatigue, that would be considered a non-compliance fatigue or whatever it's called, because I choose to commute. The company did not make me late. Well, technically they made me late, made me get in at 1 a.m. because I can't run on time. But technically that would just go against me, withdraw as a sick bank. So you could still fatigue out. And remember, you have to sign that you're fit for duty, so I have to self-assess. And I've been in this industry long enough. I know my body. I know when I am fatigued. I know when I'm tired, because there's a difference between being tired and being fatigued. Pilots fly tired all the time. What we do not do is fly fatigued. Now, had I have had a 4-day trip and it started out like that, you can imagine where the fatigue would start to set in. But if it's only going to be a day, and everybody's body's different, but for me, 1 day like that, and I know I got a long rest coming up, I can recover, although it's much harder as I've gotten older. But if it was going to be a multi-day sequence with lots of legs, then you absolutely can imagine the fatigue would set in. But that's just being really tired. V1 Sim, love your streams when you pass from Airbus to Boeing in real life. Cheers from Italy. Hey, Dream Virtual Flight, thank you so much for stopping by. Appreciate you, man. All right, Magic Bear Ref 1021 is set. We're on the descent. Flight attendants prepare for landing. Seatbelts are coming on. Let's go ahead and throw the... we never turned those off. Those are all on. Pressurization is coming down. Recall check. Descent checks complete out of 18. We're trying to slow down and catch the path. All right, there's the path. We're on the path now. Looking good. Riding the brakes down. Do you think about the Indybuilds Fokker 27, some old school flying? Muckmax, I did see that's a local legend, right? Local legend F27. I'm going to have to look into that more. We'll see how it is. I mean, it's not going to be, you know, study level, obviously, but I do like that airplane as well. But right now, man, I'm so hyped for the L10. I just want the L10. I can't think about anything else other than the L10 11. Aaron, I know all that arduous commuting to fly the 7.3. Yeah, that is true. Migs! My man Migs, thanks for the $7 super chat. Really appreciate you, dude. Hope the 7.3 life is treating you good. Missed the tray table yet. Yes, so another story from yesterday's commute back. So my buddy, I probably weren't here for this, Migs. So yesterday, I was jump seating on a 321 back to base, and the first officer worked at my former airline as well. And he was telling me, or we were kind of going back and forth between Airbus and Boeing, and they got their crew meals delivered. And he's like, "You see, look at this! Isn't this is amazing?" I said, "How do you eat on the 7.3?" And I'm just like a savage on your lap. I will say, having crew meals on a tray table looks much better than having them on your lap. I do miss the tray table. I miss the tray table. I miss the electric seat. I'd say those are the two most things I miss the most. Two things I miss the most: the tray table and the electric seat. Do you fly the 727 much? And if so, which FMS? I use the SIVA. If you're talking about L1011, maybe want to break out the 7.2 again with SIVA. Yeah, crack-lack, and I love the SIVA. I'm looking forward to the LTN nav that we will have in the L1011. Absolutely. We got to be careful with flaps here. 200, we're well below that 16.8, so we're looking good. So we're coming up on GT 574, 550. It's when we want to be flaps 15. So we got a little bit of time left. Well, we're down to 210 knots. We're looking good. How far from a line holder there? I actually don't know, Turks. I think I'm 84% was the last I looked, but I don't think I care, because all I want to do is just get back. I just want to drive. Just let me drive to the airport. I'll take my lumps and reserve abuse, but I just want to drive. Like, commuting sucks, man. Like, the day that I'm commuting out, I'm stressed about my commute back home, and then when I'm on the trip, or actually when I'm on my commute home, I'm literally looking at my commute for the next sequence going back out. It's such added stress, and it really makes, like, think about that trip we just talked about, 36 hours awake. If you lived in base for that trip, it wouldn't be bad at all, because you wake up in your own bed, you go to the airport, you fly, you overnight, you wake up, you go home that day. It's a 2-day trip. But when you're a commuter, that becomes a 3-day, and sometimes that can become a 4-day. If you can't catch a commute on the back end of that, now you're commuting up a day early, flying 2 days, can't get a commute on the way home. I mean, I know Turks knows this, but I mean, for those in chat, that now you got to commute home on that 3rd day. So, and this is not just like, oh, well, I just lost 1 or 2 days, but when you only have 2 days off or 3 days off, and you just lost one on either side, it can become a very evil cycle. And it can be very challenging. Now, if you're single, no kids, no wife, whatever, it's doable. I mean, well, it's doable no matter what. But when you have a family, it's much harder, man, for sure.
Flight level 360. Kappa 3 out.
Guatemala traffic, Aero Mexico 357 out of 13,500. Approaching Gulf Tango 552, inbound for the RNP Yankee, runway 02, Guatemala. Just having a hard time with the tailwind here. I got the speed brakes out.
Guatemalan traffic, down to 2014, 25 miles out from Gaza, Golf, Tango 574 for RNP runway.
Look, 250, flaps 5.
Guatemala.
Mickey G says that's why I don't want to commute deployments took enough out of me. Yeah, I can only agree, man. I can only imagine. Now the difference is, you know, you're gonna go fly to Cuba or Guatemala. You're not gonna go fly over some SAM site or something. So there's definitely a difference there. But I hear you, man. Commuting, in my opinion, commuting sucks. Period. There is no such thing as a good commute. I mean, some guys might argue, oh, this commute's not bad.
Traffic.
Alright. I have control. This guy's blasting off here below us. This guy is taking off.
Descend, crossing,
Jeez.
descend.
Autopilot off.
Crossing, descend.
We gotta get below this guy. There he is.
Increase descent.
Oh my gosh.
Increase descent.
There he is right there. That's the guy departing on the... Okay, now we gotta reset here. Let's go flaps 10. All right, sound's coming up, recording's coming up. All right, approaching GT 552. After that, it's 550. We're gonna go flaps 15 here momentarily. 165, we're in FMS speed, we're looking good. Let's re-update that. Flaps 40, 133, we'll update that. Got a little bit, got a knot, 1 knot back there. All right, we're on the path. We're below the path. We're going to maintain, so we're actually looking good here. Let's do a Magic Barrel Ref update. 1023 is set. Here comes the VNAV path again. Had to respond to that RA. Got us a little out of sync here. That's all right. All right, so this is cool. Here's the mountains, or here's the volcanoes, rather. That's a volcano. That's a volcano. I think that's a volcano. So 1, 2, 3 volcanoes. And I think, or maybe that's a volcano. I can't remember if that's a volcano or not, but that's definitely a volcano. That's a volcano. Should be doing this at dusk. It looks beautiful, but I kind of want to see it during the day too. All right, we went through all of the other transition altitudes. Got a little bit caught up talking. Lights are coming on. Everything looks good here. A little bit late for that. All right, there comes GT 528 looking good. Guatemala traffic, Aero Mexico 357, 10,400, essentially on a left downwind runway 02. On the RNP Yankees 02, approaching Golf Tango 516, Guatemala trip.
Guatemala traffic, down to 2014, 14 miles from Golf.
Gear down.
Tango 552 on to
Speed brake arm.
Guatemala.
Flaps 15. 4 landing checks to the line. Approach brief complete. Seatbelts on. PA's complete. Recall checked. Auto brakes 3. HUD not applicable. Radios and displays. LNAV, VNAV, ENAV path. Minimum 5300 set. To the line. Imagine doing this in an L1011. Well, you probably wouldn't be doing the RNP, but still, you'd probably be doing the VOR circle, which is even worse. Flight recorder check. Flight recorder is on now. Thank you, sir. Flight recorder is recording. Jeremy, good to see you, man. Hope the L1011 sounds are good. Jeremy, I think they're going to be good, dude. The videos I've watched, they actually sound pretty good. Can't wait to see 12 back-to-back L1011 streams from you when it drops. Oh, Prodigist, it's going to be more than 12, my man. We're going to fly the L1011 until we hit 40,000 subs. I'm gonna plan to lose 10K subs is how much we're going to fly the L1011. All right, flaps 25.
Guatemalan traffic, Giant 2403, 20
12
miles,
months back to
VOR,
back.
runway 06.
That's right, Mix. 12 months back-to-back L1011. Flaps 30. All right, here we go. There's a tight turn. Oh, man. Oh, no, I just messed up the time. How is that still a binding? There we go. Oh my gosh. That screwed everything up. Alright, in the turn, flaps 40 coming in. I don't know how that's still a binding on my keyboard. Now it's screwing up the wind and everything. That's not the PMDG, that's just the freaking reloading of the wind and everything. Man, we were looking so good. We're still looking okay. We're slowing down. Below the line, speed brakes armed, green light. Gear down in green. Flaps 40, green light. Before landing checklist complete. Look at this coming over the lake here. Can you fish this lake? Is there any fish in this lake from the Guatemalans in chat?
Guatemala traffic, 2014, nothing, Golf, Tango, 550, runway 0 to approach, 9,000 feet, descending.
Time was 13:31. Oh, makes sense. That's all right. We'll leave it right now. Now we're live time, live weather. All right, landing checklist is complete. She's doing a great job flying this around here. Here comes the runway up on the left-hand side.
20.
I did update my Sierra Sim Guatemala. So hopefully it looks as good as I hope. I want to land. It's going to screw us up. That's about where it was, right? 13:31. Yeah. Oh, this is so cool. Here comes a valley, and it's just a sheer cliff. The illusion is so wild when you come over the approach 02. You get a nice sinker, too, right before the cliff. Nothing like having that sinker feeling at flaps 40, staring at a cliff wall in front of you. All right, let's fly it in. Autopilot's off. Guatemala traffic, over Mexico 357 on final, runway 02, Guatemala.
Guatemala traffic, Giant 2403, overhead the VOR, beginning the procedure turn, runway 06.
Is he in the Felis? Is he flying the Felis in the Guatemala? That's something we gotta try. Crackalack, and this is the Blackbird controls thrust levers on the Honeycomb Bravo. 1-to-1, the 7.3 lever. We're gonna follow the glide path down here for a little bit, and then we're just gonna go ahead and follow the path he's in.
Guatemala
1,000.
Delta 2014,
Stable.
beginning base turn for runway 02 approach.
Auto throttles away.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Guatemalan traffic, giant 2403, outbound on the procedure turn to 5 PME, runway 02.
Almost
200.
felt like a sinker right there.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Deployed. Manual brakes. Auto brake off. Gonna let it roll until we get to the ramp. 80 knots. Through 60 knots.
Guatemalan traffic, Delta 2014, Fatma Fana, runway 02.
Make the left turn in. Guatemala, America 357. Clear of runway 02, taxi ramp, Guatemala. Alright, flaps up.
Guatemala traffic, giant 2403, heavy. Turning inbound, runway 02.
We gotta see we gotta park real quick so we can see this 7-4 land. Flight director's coming off, that's off, auto brakes coming off. We're just gonna go straight ahead. Joe Plains, this is Sierra Sim, Guatemala, Sierra Sim. And I'm actually gonna snoop around the airport here because I wanna see, I wanna compare to what it looked like yesterday. Taxi lights off. Yeah, I'm not worried about the lights. I know we're good. I just want to hurry up and park it so I can see these guys land. Park here, gate 4. Erp. Ooh. Premature erp. Brought to you by AJ Funari. Reset the drone cam. Let's go see what these guys are. Oh, I see somebody out there. Oh man, there's 2 on final tight. This ought to be funny. Let me stop the recording. Recording is set. Back to full screen. Pretty cool photo I found on the countdown. You guys see that with the... That's the same view. Look at this view here. Let's set this back to early morning.
Guatemala traffic, United 24, correction, Delta 2014, short Fana, runway 02.
Guatemala traffic, giant 2403, heavy. We're going to land after the arriving 757.
Land after. It's like a line up and wait after. Needs more check, hold, close? Nah, man, just think. 50, think, bring it back, and let her settle. All right, 7-5 into Guatemala. Check this out. That's a heck of a final lineup. You don't see very much anymore. Nope, I don't use chase plane. I just use default cameras right now. Ooh. Ooh, did he collapse the gear? No, his gear is down, but man, he smashed that one early. That looks short. Did you come up short on that? That looks short to me.
No, we're an X-plane.
Oh, he's an X-plane. That's why. Different scenery. All right, Flix is in Microsoft. I know he might be an X-plane too. Let's see. Oh, what? Oh, there we go. Textbook check airman landing. Ooh, another smasher on X-plane. That is the 74200. Oh, he's pulling a Slustavo. That aircraft's going to be AOG. Oh, that's great.
Traffic, Delta
They actually got the slope a little bit, but not quite. So this is all, I wonder if there's an updated scenery. This is all pretty accurate though with the hangars and everything. There's like a bunch of mechanic shop there. The bowl in the runway is not quite as pronounced as it is real world. Real world, this runway has a huge slope to it going like a bowl, so down and then up on the other end. Well, let's go ahead and park the camera here for our approach. We'll take a look at that here in just a minute. So we'll turn you off. Let's go back to the airplane. And let's see. Yeah, everyone's coming in. There's 7.5. Oh, that's so cool though. Look at that.
Guatemalan traffic, Giant 2403 heavy, vacated runway 06.
I mean, that's a beautiful sight. Now let's add L1011 to the mix. We'll have 7.3s, 7.5s, 7.4s, and L1011s. That is a sweet view. I mean, I'm going to screenshot that actually. Screenshot. Back in the good old days, Migs. Please reinstall 2020 for Bluebird 7.5 this fall. Nah, they said it's going to be on 24 on release too, though, right? So we'll hold them to it. Northwest Cargo. That's a 300 7.5, isn't it? Oh no, or is that a 200? Excellent. And MD-11s. How could I forget? And I do have to check out the MD-11 update. All right, awesome flying with y'all. Nice job getting those airplanes in here. 7.4. Is that the Felis?
Yes, sir.
Did you break it?
No, it was a very soft landing. My runway actually has slope, unlike in Microsoft.
Ah. We might have to try this out in Microsoft. All right, I'm going to sign off. Let's go ahead and watch the replay. So everything is still running, so we're just going to leave it as is. I'm going to set flaps to like 15-ish. We'll put you back. Everything looks good. Replay on. That can go up. That can come back on. Pause it. Run it forward. Get the flaps in here. Gears down. Speed brakes arm. Let's watch this approach here. So let's use the lighting I used on the second day I came in here, which was actually sunset. So Saturday I landed in daytime. Sunday we landed right about like this. It's perfect lighting. So we'll watch the replay on this. All the flaps are coming in. Flaps 40, we're looking good. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a beautiful shot right there. Real life, Chad. Real life. I gotta get my tree. You know what I don't like?
1,000.
The trees in broad daylight in like 12 noon look
minimum.
super bright green. This looks way more realistic. There's a little bit of a waterfall right here too, real world. I don't know if it's... Yeah, see right here, there's a little bit of a waterfall thing. But that's exactly what it looks like, pretty much. This is a sheer cliff drop here.
$200.
There's that sinker.
100.
Powered up.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Got a little bit too much juice when I powered up. Oh, that is a good flaps 40, if I do say so myself. That was a pretty textbook flap 40 right there. Just a hair long in the flare. Let's go to our drone cam. Let's watch it. A hair long in the flare. I think. Let's see. Hold it. Honestly, not too bad. Pause. I need to do this. We're gonna reset drone cam. We're gonna do a proper flyby here. So let's go reset position. Let's do this. Oh, it's actually up there. Ooh, not bad. Still in the touchdown zone. You could tell though, at flap 40, we had plenty of runway to go. Got off at the first exit, actually. Let's watch this one more time. Oh, heck yeah. Miggs, thank you for the 6 Canadian, appreciate you. You know what, you're getting old when you forget it's your birthday, so happy birthday to me, Miggs. Well, happy birthday right back at you, man. Happy birthday, Miggs. Thank you for the 6 Canadian. I should be giving you 6 Canadian, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hope you have a wonderful birthday. Thank you for the support all the time here on the channel as well, Miggs. I do appreciate you, my man. All right. Far better landing than the one that Czech Airman had in the FAM video for Guatemalan. Yeah, Turks, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yep, yes indeed. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. I'm going to check my email, see if I have any L1011 in there. Probably don't, but I'm hoping we'll see some L1011 this week. If not, we will probably be Caravan Flotilla tomorrow. I'm hoping Caravan Flotilla tomorrow. Don't think we'll do it today. We're doing Hawaii night. Well, actually, this makes sense for Belize. Maybe we'll just call it Belize night with the kiddos. So we'll be cooking some tropical chicken, tropical pollo. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Mike85, thank you so much, man, for your support. Take a look at the volcanoes here as we make the left-hand turn on the RNP inbound. I'm not a real good judge of how PMDG did on that one because we had to reload the weather twice on approach, but overall it did pretty good. And actually, this airplane was more advanced than the one I flew in here on Sunday, so pretty neat to see that. But I can't wait to do this in some classic retro jets, L1011. That's going to be a whole different ball game of flying when that airplane shows up. So enjoy the replay. Marco, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thanks, boss. Thank you, my man. Appreciate the support. Very kind of you. Thank you for the guys that flew along. Awesome having a little bit of traffic. A little 7.5 and 7.4 action always makes the stream that much better. So thank you all for your support. I will catch you hopefully tomorrow. Iveo Standard, Caravan Floats, Big Blue Hole. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. Soup!
1,000. Approaching minimums. Minimums.